Hey guys, good morning. I wanted to get on live today because I think that a big barrier for us when we want to create change in our life is this idea of, well, I don't have time. Well, just this like mental blockage of I just can't. And whatever your personal blockage barrier is, I want to challenge you and say, if that's what you have to work with, then let's see what we could do differently with that in order for you to get a different result. Because let's just say, for instance, it's, I don't have time to make this change. It's like, okay, well, you obviously have time to do stuff, right? Because we're very, very busy all day long. We are. But what are we busy doing that is not allowing us to do what is going to actually take us to like a different level? So let's not keep living our lives like Groundhog's Day. Let's not keep living our lives like we're in some kind of awful relationship that we can't get out of, because isn't that kind of like what it's like? If I think about my past before I decided I'm going to change my life and I'm going to find something different. I was living my life for 15 years, just doing the same thing and ending up with the same results, and not understanding, like why it was that I wasn't able to feel confident and get the body that I wanted, because that was my biggest struggle. I kept telling myself, well, this is just the way it is, and this is fine, and, and this is all that I can do. But what it took to crack that code was to do something different. That's what I had to do in order to get a different result. If we keep doing the same thing over and over again, which I was for 15 years. For 15 years, I cooked the same way. I ate the same way when I was at home. My biggest habit, if I cooked for myself, was I would eat my dinner, then because it was so delicious, pat on my shoulder, I would have to have seconds because my mouth had that taste, and now that's all I wanted. Like that's a big downfall for me, is like that taste, and I have to have it again. So I would have seconds, and then seconds weren't enough either. I wouldn't have put dinner away and packaged it and put it in the refrigerator right away. It'd just be sitting on the stove. So my habit was I would walk repeatedly around the kitchen and, well, I'll just have another scoop. And, well, I'll just have another scoop. And that's almost like my personal version of when I talk to moms, and moms are like, oh, I eat my kids' food. And, and then I just ate 2 portions, because I get it, because I kind of used to do that in my own way, as I would walk past the stove and take another spoonful. So it was that bad habit of, that I didn't understand yet, that if I just did something different, like serve my plate, immediately put everything in Tupperware and put it away, so that took away that temptation later on. So, what we have to do is with the time that we do have, let's find something different to do, because, if we do something once and expect this like crazy sky opening, results to happen, that's insanity. Because we cannot expect for us to do something one time and all of a sudden it's completely different. So what we need to do, and then what happens is that, like, when the results don't come immediately, we're like, well, see, told you so. I told you that wouldn't work. So what we need to do is try different things, and it's not a one size fits all for people. So you have to figure out what it's going to be for you. For me personally, the food was the biggest struggle, and it continues to be my biggest struggle, but I have different tools now to help me with that struggle. But with the working out portion of it, that I really did try different things, and it's worth trying different things. So if you know that you only have 30 minutes allocated to you, and you know that you have to eat, those are two controls that then try doing different things, try different variables. But as I speak and as I listen to myself, I hear the other biggest barrier is I'm telling you the same thing that I had a hard time with, was trying something new. Why is trying something new so hard? It's because I've talked about this in the past, and I'll probably continue to talk about it forever, but big problem with creating change in our life is that change is scary, and change has 3 different costs. There are 3 different costs that you have to pay in order for change to actually happen. There's an analogy that I love and that I use, and I'm going to use it again today. Change is like arriving at Six Flags, and you're all excited because there's something on the other side of that fence that you really want to get to. And if you don't know what Six Flags is, just imagine any amusement park that's in your neighborhood. So the amusement park is just on the other side of the gate, and you're really excited, but you're nervous at the same time, because isn't that true with change too? We get a little nervous, we get a little butterflies in our stomach, because we're like, oh, I want this, I don't want this, what's going to happen once I get on the other side, and it's the same exact feeling for those of us who like to do roller coasters, all that adrenaline, the possibilities. So it's the same exact thing. So we get to the admission gate of change, and we realize that we have to make a payment. There are 3 different types of payments that you have to make at this admission gate. You have to be willing that there are going to be uncertainties. You have to be willing to understand that there is going to be judgment, not just judgment from other people. We have to accept that there will be judgment inside too, that we will judge ourselves. And third, there's the payment of struggle, because it's going to be hard. Any time that you make a shift, even if it's just an inch, there's obviously work that's done to make that shift, whether it's mental work, physical work, emotional work. There's work, and work is hard. So let's quickly talk about those 3 different types of payments for change. So if what I'm saying is, if my message today is, why do the same thing over and over again and be okay with the results that we're getting, and why do we do that, and why do we drive ourselves crazy being unhappy, but yet do the same exact thing, refuse to do something different? It's because of these payments that we're afraid of. Well, first of all, we immediately close down and we say, nope, that's okay, I got this, I am doing all that I can do, and there's nothing more that I can do. For me, that was uncertainty talking, because it didn't matter how many times my mother said to me, Jen, you should do something different. Jen, you should do something different. Jen, you should try this. It's because I didn't allow space in my life, even in my mind, to push everything that I was thinking was truth, push that all aside so I could get a new truth. Because if my truth wasn't serving me, again, if what we're doing isn't serving us, then we gotta find a new, so that fear, that cost of what uncertainty will do to us, that's scary. But if you want different results, you have to do something different. And it doesn't mean that you need more than what you have to work with. Take what you have to work with and just do something different. So that's uncertainty. Second is judgment, and the judgment is a huge thing. So I'll talk first about internal judgment. I judged myself for a long time, especially once I got my weight gain and had a certain type of body, a very curvy body. I judged myself that and this is going to sound backwards, but I actually judged myself that I told myself, this is great. You have such a sexy, beautiful body. You have those curves that people die for. So why are you going to go and change that? problem is I wasn't happy. If I was happy, then that would be good, great, close the book. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't confident. I just would, instead of giving myself negative self-talk, which I'm glad that I didn't, I gave myself like weird positive talk because I wasn't happy. But I was trying to convince myself that what I had was what I wanted, and it wasn't. You know, what I actually wanted was to be leaner, to be fitter, to feel stronger. I love the feeling of being strong. So I was self-judging myself, saying, it's all right, we're good. You know, we're good here. You know, I've got my curves, I feel good, I'm sexy because of these curves. And yes, granted, that's all true. But inside for me, I wasn't happy. So that's the difference. So that's internal judgment for myself. That was what I struggled with. You know, external judgment can be good and can be, external judgment can come from those who love us most and who want the best things for us, and also other people who are just trying to project their fears and project their worries onto us. So let's talk first about the people who actually do love us most and place judgment on us unknowingly. It's because they know who we've been up until this point that we want to create change, you know, and in the past. So people know who we've been, they know what we're capable of, they know our stumbles. So people like that in our lives, of course they automatically judge us because they say, well, you're not going to stick with that, and well, you know, you're not going to make that happen. Like, why stress yourself out? That is like the worst advice anyone could possibly give to you. Why stress yourself out? Why would you want to do that? Oh, why? Because I want change in my life. I want to be happier. I want to feel something different for once. Sorry, I get really passionate about that one because I see it all the time. I see people prejudging other people's desires for something different, and I'm like, why are we judging each other? Why are we challenging each other's, you know, dreams and hopes in our lives? It just, like, it doesn't really make much sense. We should be encouraging it. Who cares if we've like stumbled a million times? Okay, I'm gonna get off of that because I could get on that for a little while. And then, you know, the last payment of change, the reason why we struggle so much to create change in our life is because it's hard. It's struggle. We're not going to get it right away the first time. So that idea of struggle, that idea of knowing that you are going to fall, it's exactly like getting on a bike. You get on a bike and it's the first time you are so ready. Like, think about when you were a kid. You're so ready to take off these training wheels. Today is the day. Like, I remember that. I remember waking up and like looking at my dad in his eyes and being like, all right, today's the day. We're going to do it. We're going to take off these training wheels. And I remember being in the backyard with the bike and my dad with the wrench and him taking off the training wheels. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, well, you know, this is a good idea. Is today the day? But we did it anyway because I knew that he was going to be there with me. And I knew that, you know, if I like teetered too far on one side, that he would be there, just grab the handle and grab the seat. And you know what? The worst thing that would happen if he didn't grab it right away is that, yeah, I would fall over. But then he would be right there to take the bike off of me and be like, okay, Jennifer, don't worry, you know, and take the bike off of me and give me a hand and pull me up, and we dust, you know, the rocks and stuff that are now on my knees and on my hands, and it wouldn't be such a big deal because my dad was like my cheerleader at that time, and you know, and got the bike back up. All right, Jen, let's go again, you know, and this time he might pay a little bit more attention, but but that's exactly what it's like. Why, as adults, do we see and face struggle so differently? You know, when we were kids and we were learning anything for the first time, and all that stuff was good for us, and isn't change that is going to give you a different result, the result that you want inevitably, isn't that good for us? So when we think about the times that we had to learn to walk, we had to learn to ride our bikes, we had to learn math, we had to learn how to read, all those things, they were big, huge struggles in our life, but we were encouraged to do it because you know what? You were going to have a better life if you learned how to do these things. So isn't it the same thing that the reason why we want change in our life is because we want a better, different life? So why as adults, when we have so much potential and so much possibility because we are in control, don't forget you are in control. You're the adult. It's like the one time that it's cool to adult because you're the one in control. And don't say that you don't have time. You have time because you're doing stuff all day long. We are doing stuff all day long. So don't act like we don't have time, right? What we have to break is the cycle that we're in. And, this turned into like more of a rant, and I threw a lot of passion at you guys. But, I throw a lot of passion at you guys because this is stuff that I'm working on. This is stuff that I've worked on in the past and I work on still. There's just like different topics now that I work on. But I share all of this because there is no reason that your life should be like Groundhog's Day and that you do the same thing and you get the same results. And there's no reason that your life should feel like a bad relationship where you do the same exact things and you're still not happy. Allow yourself the space, the freedom, the forgiveness for change. Yes, there will be uncertainty, there will be judgment, there will be struggle, but it's your life. You're going to get uncertainty, judgment, struggle, even if you continue on the path you're on. So why not jump to another path and at least get closer to what you want? So that's what I got today, guys. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Message me. I love this stuff. I love talking about it. Let's talk about what you want to change in your life and how you could get there closer. For those of you who've watched live, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate any future love and support. Anybody who's watching the replay, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys soon.